what we've actually done within the last 4 years is actually to galvanize enough support and awareness about the fact that Nigeria has arrived in terms of free trade zone concept and operations. We do know that the first free trade zone was licensed several years ago, more than 10 years ago actually, which is Calabar. But what has happened is that the private sector, that was government, but the private sector have come in. And the private sector believe in efficiency, sustainability of investment, not like government. Therefore, there was that need to put a forum together where the investors and the government and the people could be talking and see how they can move that particular sector forward. So within the last 4 years, we have been able to gather enough information that brought about what we are doing today, which is a policy dialogue. Everybody keeps thinking that you give us license, but you don't know what we do afterwards. So there was that need to now come together. Government, you've seen the custom man here, you've seen the oil and gas free zone, you've seen the NEPSA officials. These personalities regulate this industry, and which means that they needed to be able to say, okay, we are all sitting together to talk, not like the normal forum where investors are and open our dirty learnings in the public. Let's talk as family and see how we can move the industry forward. And that's what we're actually doing today.
The concept of free trade zone has improved on the economy of many countries around the world. Now, how strategic is the free trade zone to the economic growth of Nigeria?
Nations across the world have actually developed a free trade zone to grow the economy. We have transfer of technology and build industrialization, and which means places like Ireland has one of the best free trade zones in the world before you now started seeing the likes of Abu Dhabi and the rest of them. And China has hundreds of free trade zones. India, hundreds of free trade zones. They don't even talk about it the way we talk about it now. It is normal. You understand? But Nigeria is not normal yet. When it becomes so normal, like every other investment, that means you have arrived. So which means those nations which like China, India, and Canada, and all these countries, Ireland, that have actually developed through this, including the likes of Singapore, these nations don't talk about it anymore. They come for our events and all that to just share ideas. We have some Chinese guys who have come all the way from China to share how they have grown their own. So which means it's no longer is a norm there. But here, you even ask a student in university that's studying business at me, what is free trade zone? He doesn't even understand what the concept is. So I think we're getting there. You know.
Now, reports indicate that there are around 40,000 multinationals with more than 250 branches looking for competitive scenarios that have an excellent infrastructure, suitable conditions, and access to markets. Yeah. Does Nigeria have these to offer to multinationals with regards to free trade zone?
Yes, in terms of, even if you want to say, yes, even though we know that the products manufactured at free trade zone are products that are meant for export, no duty, but you can still import some of these products into the country, which means that Nigeria has enough market for the consumption of any product from free trade zone. All right. If you look at on the oil and gas, for instance, they are doing the phase 2. The phase 1 is almost as there's no land. So in terms of the market to actually take the upsurge just when it comes, Nigeria is a large country, the biggest in Africa. I don't know, sometimes I wonder why they call Nigeria the second largest economy. We should be the first in terms of what we have, but we will get there. If free trade zones are properly managed, are properly regulated, are properly supported by governments, if you see free trade zone in countries like Abu Dhabi, is promoted by the government, which means the investment and whatever happens, you say it's tax-free, but you get your human capital working in those free trade zones. So Nigeria has that market to take on this. And if we can strategically position free trade zone, it will do the magic.